Welcome everyone back to Unlimited Racing 2D. Today is the pre-season race, and before we get into the pre-season race, let's look at the new drivers and the new teams. At Mercedes-Benz, they've decided to retain the lineup of Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. It'll be interesting to see what they can do this year. At Red Bull, they've also decided to keep their drive lineup as Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas. At Ferrari, Nico Hülkenberg though, being Charles Leclerc's replacement. Robert Schwarzman still has a seat. He's going to have to develop though to that Ferrari much better than he did last year. Otherwise, I bet you he will not be in Formula 1 for another year. At McLaren, Lando Norris stays there, and Alexander Albon replacing Fernando Alonso in that second seat. At Renault, George Russell has remained the number one driver. However, Charles Leclerc now taking that second seat at Renault, replacing Nicolas Latifi. Racing Point, Max Verstappen, Season 1 Driver World Champion, now has a new teammate in Lewis Hamilton. It'll be so interesting to see whether there'll be sparks, whether they'll work as a team and bring home the Constructors' Championship. At AlphaTauri, their manager leaving, putting in a resignation letter. Now they have Nikita Mazepin and Lance Stroll. Alfa Romeo, I guess you could say the most upgraded team last season, staying with Jack Aitken, but replacing Yuri Vips with experience Carlos Sainz. The Williams pairing of Mick Schumacher and Sergio Perez will be a really spicy one, I think. Schumacher, obviously, that is his team, but Perez wanting to become a force to be reckoned with. And at Haas, last but not least, Yuki Tsunoda staying. However, Callum Ilott being the driver to replace Nick De Vries. Anyways, on to pre-season. It's going to be so interesting to see who's quickest and who gets off to the best start here in pre-season. Remember, drivers may not be trying as hard. It's just pre-season, it's nothing big really. But with this qualifying lap so far, George Russell going down to turn 1 has the lead. Charles Leclerc second, Max Verstappen 4th. There's Lewis Hamilton. P11, jeez. He's going to have to adapt to that car really quickly. This weather, they're making it really tricky for the drivers. It's not wet, but the track is very damp. My favorite for the the Constructors' Championship, though, it has to be Renault at this current point in time. I said Renault, and then Racing Point followed McLaren third, but a long season ahead. Racing Point spending, what was it? 80 million? 88 million, I think it was, on Lewis Hamilton, which is a record. Anyways, now qualifying's come to an end. This is the top 3: Russell, Leclerc, Norris. Will they be the top 3 in the standings? Well, we'll have to find out. Anyways, this preseason round gets underway. Everyone having a slow and steady start going down to turn 1. Ooh, Norris though taking the lead of the Grand Prix. I did not expect to see that. Verstappen going up into P3. I mean, this track's all about grip and downforce, so it'll be interesting to see who does what because of that. Especially if you're starting on the softs. If you're a hard runner, you could potentially, make the tires last, maybe not have to pit. But today's just a short 5-lap race. Around the outside, which now becomes inside for George Russell, really good move. However, the weather forecast is telling us rain to be expected soon. So that should really stir everything up. If you're George Russell, that's not the best thing that can happen to you. However, Renault, they're just dominating. Before the season started, we were just joking, saying, talking about the yellow Mercedes. However, it looks like that may actually be the truth. Russell and Leclerc just running away with things. Everyone, I'm predicting they're all going to pit because the rain is on its way. Yep. But this year, I think it's just, it's going to be between Russell and Leclerc, as I see things at this current moment. Unless if Racing Point can do something, about their car. At this current point in time, it's going to be between those two. There has been a rumored rule change for Season 3. However, it'll be interesting to see what people think about that and what happens. Anyways, whilst I was talking about that, everyone except the top 3 are on dry tires. The top 3 are on the wets. So, and the track's drying out really quickly. It looks like Leclerc, Russell, and Norris are all pitting again. They have a massive gap to 4th place. Max Verstappen, look where he is. Fresh softs. They're gonna come out. Even Norris is gonna come out in front of Verstappen. Yeah, he has. Anyways, with the top 2, Russell and Leclerc, fighting it out in the last few laps of pre-season. Further back, Perez is doing a really good job for Williams. The Microsoft-sponsored Williams. Mercedes also, I think they're doing a better job than last season. Alexander Albon in the Nike-sponsored McLaren. I think whether he'll do a better job than Alonso, as long as he's consistent, that is possible. Further back, Sainz also doing a really good job. Hamilton, though, struggling in his new machinery. Schumacher, sure, he would love to stay, as number 1 driver, but that's going to be tricky. Hulkenberg in the Ferrari, they've done no upgrades coming into this season. Red Bull, they haven't upgraded since. Well, I don't think they've ever upgraded in this series. Stroll is trying so hard to keep Bottas behind him. Mazepin, there he is in last. Anyways, George Russell, unlike last season where he was overtaken on the penultimate corner, this year, Russell actually wins pre-season. Leclerc P2, Norris P3. McLaren will be happy with that. For P4 though, Perez or Verstappen. Perez doing a really good job in the Williams. If I remember well, I think I predicted Williams P5 in the standings. That was the top three. Renault 1-2 though. That really emphasizes their dominance. Norris P3. I think he'll be getting many podiums this season. Whether McLaren will be able to fight Renault at this current point in time, I mean, right now it looks like McLaren have the second fastest car. Renault though, they're just in, after that pre-season, it looks like they're in a league of their own. Imagine if they somehow manage to win all 14 races this season. Anyways, Verstappen fourth. I think, just like last year, the Racing Point will become a better car. Perez P5, Gasly P6, Albon P7, Ocon P8. I think Mercedes, they've done a really good job from last season to this. This year, I think definite top 5 candidates. Sainz P9, Hamilton P10, Mick Schumacher P11, Nico Hülkenberg, LaFerrari P12, Jack Aitken P13, Tsunoda P14, Schwartzman P15. That's like better than he did the whole of last season. Although, as I keep on having to reiterate, this is pre-season. Callum Ilott P16, Daniel Ricciardo P17, Lance Stroll P18, Valtteri Bottas P19 and Nikita Mazepin P20. It looks like the last 2 spots in the championship are going to be between Red Bull and AlphaTauri. Red Bull, they have the worst car, but AlphaTauri, I guess you could say, they have the worst driver pairing. Anyways, that was just pre-season. Take nothing away from this, except I guess if you're Renault or McLaren, I guess you could be excited. But yeah, see you guys for the first Grand Prix of the season in a few days' time, where I guess you could say the favourites are going to be Renault. Can anyone stop them? We'll have to find out in a few days' time. Thank you and goodbye.